Howdy, folks, and welcome to episode 217. When will it end? I don't know about the rest of the world, but it was hot today. Now, my brother would say, hot, this ain't hot. Of course, he was also deployed to Afghanistan, so, you know, got a little hot there. But, yeah, it is definitely mid-August in northwest Missouri, and it is hot. We were toyed with a little last week when we only got up to like 80, and then the heat and the hate came back quite fervently, and I'm not a fan. I am ready for the cooler weather. Definitely ready for the cooler weather. So, but as hot as it is, it's not as hot as the gaming that's going to be happening. So we got that going for us. Let's see. How you doing, Reese?
Not too bad, hanging in there with the heat.
Yeah. Well, luckily for me, I'm in an office where it is. Actually, I have to wear a jacket because they got the damn thermostat set at 70, and the blower, the air vent is like right above my desk.
So it never stops.
No. So I literally wear a jacket. Well, definitely in the morning. Normally when I get back from lunch, I'm warm enough throughout the rest of the day that I don't need to worry about wearing the jacket. But yeah, it's no point now. Charles was in early with an evening. How you doing, Charles? Glad you're here. Nord's here with us. This is the end, beautiful friend. This is the end, my only friend. The end of our elaborate plans. The end of everything that stands. The end. No safety or surprise. The end. If I'm not mistaken, it's a little bit of Doors there. This is the end. Also comes back with that, Charles. Chuck, how goes it this balmy evening? Yeah, I'll tell you right now, Charles doesn't have anything balmy going on at all, ever, in San Diego. They start to freak out like the Brits do when it gets to 85. I'm just saying. Telemachus, with his great words of wisdom, you might be a gamer if encumbrance is something you track more carefully than your budget. Oh, so true. Oh, so true. Nord says Telemachus that only goes for old school gamers. The new gamers don't worry about such things as it's not superhero enough for them. There is that. Telemachus comes like, yeah, but F them. Yeah, pretty much. Nord says it was so hot, a severe thunderstorm rolled in. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of those doing those heat thunderstorms. So meandering Mike. Okay, so the day I don't wear the T-shirt is the day Mike decides to show up. Mike, I got your shirt from you. I love it. It's great. I've worn it. I wore it last week and the week before, thinking that you would show up to see it, but you didn't. So I just decided, you know what? To hell with it. I'm going to wear my alma mater, and it's got a stormtrooper on it. And now you show up. So, and of course, he comes in with the great line, it's as hot as the devil's taint. Nice. Anyway, so I'm hoping everybody's doing well. I am. I'm doing pretty good. We got everything save two things from over in Illinois. A table that we're going to go back and get. We didn't have room for it this last trip. Um, and it's really cool. It's a decent sized table. Uh, I can't remember the exact size, but it's a fair. I mean, you can easily sit 8 people at this table. It does not have leaves in it, um, but what it does have is uh, brass plaques about 10 inches by 10 inches engraved with what I believe is Japanese writing. No idea what it says. No clue. Because the last time I actually looked at it was well before the iPhone or anybody had the ability to just point your phone camera at it and it'll automatically translate for you. So when I get it back over here, I think I'm going to do that just to see what it says on these 3 plates that are embedded into the table itself. My buddy in Austin, Russell, gave it to us. He was moving out of the house and into, at the time, his fiance's house, now his wife's house, now their house. And he didn't have room for it. And we were moving into his house. And he said, "Why don't you keep it?" And we said, "Okay, cool." So we got that, and then I've got a metal cabinet over at the barber shop, at Jay's barber shop, that I picked up when I was uh, now, as as we can see, was a futile venture, not futile venture of starting my own Apple repair service company. Um, Interestingly enough, last Saturday, the last day that we were had stuff over there, I get a text message from a previous customer saying, "Hey, how much would it cost for you to fix my MacBook Air's computer screen? My cat bit it and it broke." Well, I'd love to fix it for you because I would love to have the money for it, but I'm not there anymore. So sorry. Um, uh, there you go, Nord. He says he's going to make his own gaming table in September. He just needs to buy a circular saw and the materials.
That
I'm going to
makes two
tell.
of us.
I'm going to tell you right now. Do yourself a favor. Spend the extra money and get the table saw. Trust me. Your life will be easier, especially when you're wanting to cut plywood.
Table
Gives you
saws
nice,
are great.
gives you nice, straight, no muss, no fuss lines, and they're honestly for a decent one, they're not that more expensive than a good circular saw. So, Mandarin Mike says Resistance is feudal, my medieval game, to the Burgundians. There you go. Very nice. I like that. I like that. Um, Reese,
Yes.
I have been looking at some 54s. Saw a set of World War One figures, like $179. That's from Charles. Um,
Where were they and what were they, Charles?
yes, Nord. He's asking if table saws are easy to store. So I got the Ryobi, and it was. Um, I think I got it at Home Depot for like less than $150, and the legs collapse, and then the table saw it like it's only like 2 foot by 3 foot, and you just kind of put it into a corner. So There you go. Yeah, Mike. You need to put Jerry Ryan on the cover of that box. Put her into some medieval garb. Boom, Bob's your uncle. You're golden. Uh, yeah, Ryobi makes a good product. It really does. They really do, Nord. Um, now, saving that instead of if you don't want to get a table saw, um, I would definitely look at getting miter fences that you can set up and make your own table saw out of sawhorses and some plywood. So just he said Brits, Americans. Charles says Brits, Americans, French, Germans, maybe some Italians. SD toy soldier.
Ah, yes.
Nice. No, Mike says no, he did not put Jerry Ryan on the cover, but it'll be a limited edition of 9 copies, and he'll send the 7th copy to her for free. For those who know, they know. Um, oh yeah, there you go, Nord. Yeah, he's got some particle board that he's going to use on 2 sawhorses. Then for the base, um, I'll be honest. If I don't know if they have these everywhere or there or something like it where you are, but Habitat for Humanity's Restore. If you've got one of those local, go check out old kitchen cabinets. Um, Base cabinets are pretty nice because they've got them both in the door model and also the drawer models, and you can pick those up. I think I saw a set; they were like $30 a piece,
Mm-hmm.
and you set those down and put the table on top of your tabletop on top of that. Now you've got your game table and storage all built in. Hello, Bunkhouse. How are you doing, sir? So, just some ideas. That way, you're not having to dick around with legs. Um, so there you go. Um, Bunkhouse says my brother lives next door to me, and he just got a space in his basement to set the game table. Outstanding, Bunkhouse. I'm digging that. I forgot to do this. Uh, oh yeah, that's a good idea, Nord. He says his plan is to have the gaming surface and a second level below the top for player aids and such, and then the bottom will be one, maybe 2 storage shelves built into it. Yeah, I like that. I like that. Um, on your second level below, I highly recommend doing rails so you can pull them out like a drawer. So when you're using your books and whatnot down there, you can pull them out, and so you're not having to look underneath the table to look at your player aids. But when you're done, you can push them back in, and you don't have to worry about it. Oh, Mike's got a Habitat for Humanity store about 10 miles away, but he hadn't gone to it yet. It's really hit or miss. It's something that you're going to want to go to um, regularly if you're looking for stuff, um, because they are constantly getting donations and constantly cycling through their stock. So if they don't have what you're looking for today, I would almost guarantee that they're going to have something for you in a week or so. So, yeah. Well, there you go, Nord. See, and what my plan was get the four uh, get the four base units. So, like I said, some with drawers, some with doors, and then hung underneath the game table, the play area, is get some of those like keyboard drawers and hang those there. Depending on how big of the table you're going with, I was doing an 8x5, so I was gonna do um, two of those pull-out drawers or pull-out shelves on each long side and one pull-out shelf on each end. So Mike says my folks visited the store and they said they have tons of furniture stacked on top of each other, kind of like Tetris fashion. Yeah, yeah. Again, depends on. Now, see, we've got 4 or 5 here in the Kansas City area, so it's not all a single warehouse. It's not any one store is overly crowded with an abundance of product. But yeah, they've got doors, windows, carpet, bathtubs, um, end tables, dining tables, cabinets, all kinds of stuff. All kinds of stuff. So, oh, 6x6. That's a good size table. I like that. That definitely allows for your 4 foot by 6 foot standard table um, with enough room. Now, the other thing I would highly suggest is for the top. Um, and it's called different things in different places, but it's basically it's rather inexpensive. It's really thin MDF with a top coating that can be used as a whiteboard, and that's what I did on my game table. That way, I could use dry erase markers on it to keep track of stuff if I wanted to. So, am I giving you ideas for your table there, Mr. Reese?
A little bit. My table is kind of set in stone because it's going to be lightweight, fold out legs, and on winches in the ceiling.
Right, right.
Uh,
But you could, I would definitely suggest looking at doing that top,
yes,
doing the drywall. It's not drywall. Shit. We were
and
talking about drywall mud earlier, and that's what sprang
yes,
to my brain. Not drywall mud, and not drywall. The 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 yeah, that stuff.
is
Um,
6x8 too big of a table to reach all
no,
pieces? Okay,
no. 6x8 is what 6x8 is what damn it, Jay Wiley has in his basement.
okay.
So
I'm just thinking
speaking,
through some things.
what's that?
Just
What's
thinking
that?
through some things.
Yeah, because that way you can get two 4x6 uh, games going at one time.
Hmm.
Speaking of Jay Wiley, Wiley Games is currently running a sale on their Wasteland
Wasteland
Warriors
Warriors.
for the next, I believe, 3 days. Let me pull up the email. And if y'all aren't already receiving these emails from Wiley Games, head on over to wiley-games.com and sign up. For the next 2 days, 15 hours, 9 minutes, you get a 25% discount off of the entire Wasteland Warrior collection at checkout. Um, that is the book, the cards, um, the PDF. Um, yeah, if it's Wasteland Warriors, it's and there's a 14 scenario campaign that's got it. Uh, so yeah, there you go. Uh, oh, absolutely, Nord. Yes, 6x6. Now I went a little overboard and I created an 8x8 stage riser. It was two 8x4 pieces of plywood that I over engineered into 18-inch tall stage risers using 2x4s and 4x4s for legs. They were heavy sons of bitches, uh, but I would take those to game conventions here in Kansas City and laid those laid those down side by side to make an 8x8 gaming surface, and then used the crackle pattern light tiles that you can get, um, flipped them over and painted them different colors of blue and kind of smeared it around to give it when you flipped it over, um, the light would hit the crackle design and it looked like waves. So the only problem with those is they're pretty brittle, so you got to be careful of them. Uh, so yeah. Uh, yeah, so 25% off of all Wasteland Warrior products. No need for a uh, coupon code. Just fill that card up with your Wasteland Warrior goods, and at the time of checkout, 25% is automatically taken off. So, because you can do so much with Wasteland Warriors. Using 2x4 for the frame for the tabletop and shells, and use 4x4 for the legs. Um, Honestly, I used 2x2s for the framing. Was it 2x2s or did I use 2x4s? No, I used 2x2s for the framing. Um, and it was sturdy enough. Like I said, because I wasn't going to be sitting or standing on it. I used, I did use 3/4 inch particle board with that 1/8 inch MDF on top of it, with the dry erase uh, covering, and then I used 2x2s for the framing. So, oh, there you go. Telemachus says some thrift stores have cheap tables you can scavenge the legs from if you want round. There you go. Charles says he's got no World War One for any kind of minis. This is tempting. Credit card is yelling no, 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 but I may not be listening. But Reese, we do not overly influence our viewers, right?
Oh no, not at all. Not at all.
um, so it looks. I need to reach out uh, to the local guys here in the Northland. Um, that anything north of the Missouri River in Missouri, in the Kansas City metro area, is called the Northland for obvious reasons. But there's a gaming group in the Northland that meets on Thursdays, and they're not going to do a game tomorrow night, but they are going to do a get together of a live, in person paint and chat. Um, Now, I don't know where my paints are, so I'm not going to be able to do that. But what I do have is my computer, and I've got some things I need to get done on the computer that's gaming related. So I might head on over there. And then this Saturday, I'm headed down to my buddy Joel's house, and we are going to get a game in of Quadrant 13, which is the Two Fat Lardy's sci-fi game that is, if chain of command is platoon level, I Ain't Been Shot Mum and Charlie Don't Surf and Quadrant 13 are, I would consider, company level games, because each player, instead of controlling a platoon of dudes, is controlling a company of dudes. So we're going to have some of that. 15 millimeter is what's going to get played, which means we will have the Quar, my buddy Chris Copeland's 15 millimeter Quar on the table. So that'll be good. See. Yeah, Nord. Yeah, check out. See, you know, check out. See if they've got something that can do what you need. He says he wants to give 5 parsecs from home and 5 leagues from the borderlands a whirl. I've got 5 Men from Normandy. I picked up the PDF. I really haven't sat down and looked at it yet.
Which edition did you get?
Hold on.
30 cal edition?
Let me see. I got it a while back.
Did you get it through War Games Vault?
I don't remember.
Okay. If you got it through War Games Vault and you got his 30 cal edition, he has published all the new versions and stuff.
Okay.
He keeps that up to date. So
yeah. It looks like it might be the original copy.
Still a good set of rules.
Yeah, because it's called 5 Men in Normandy, World War II Skirmish Gaming, Ivan Sorensen. It's a green cover with a silhouette of a soldier.
Yep, that's first edition.
Yeah, so I've got first edition.
Cool. Not knocking. I was just curious.
Yeah, no. I get it. Yeah, it's. No. Yeah, Lord, that's a good. That's a good skill to have. Knowing how to do wood joinery for carpentry is a good thing to go. Yeah. Again, I'm hoping that whenever we find our new place to live, I'm really hoping that we can swing a basement that's big enough to have my game table and her quilting machine. So 13 amp, 8.25-inch compact portable corded job site table saw. That sounds right up the way to go. Yeah, make sure it's not the type that's got the circular saw on the arm that goes like this. Make sure it's the type that's got the saw coming up out of the bed. Because although this type of saw is nice for cutting angles and whatnot, that's not as when you're dealing with like table stuff. not as critical as being able to run uh, plywood through it. Um, just saying. Uh, and Charles has got it right. Any hand cutting you're going to do, get yourself a miter box. With a actual, old fashioned saw. Um,
I
yes,
agree.
Nord, that's exactly what you want. The saw is in the middle of the table with an adjustable fence on the left side. Absolutely, that's the way to go. That's exactly how you want to go with it. So, um, now speaking of other other companies that I like doing business with, um, I don't know if Tim is still doing Geek Gaming because he's been posting online for uh, a new brand that is made in the United States. I don't know much about it. It looks like it's a similar style of product. I'm going to do some research so I can talk about it better, but um, definitely definitely check it out. I'll check it out and let everybody know what's going on. Okay, what did you send me, Nord? Let me take a look. The Home Despot. Oh yeah, that's exactly what you want, buddy. That's exactly what you want.
So
Yep,
I got a project question for the group.
I got a project answer.
If you're building trenches for World War One,
Yes.
should the bottom of your trenches be wide enough for one figure or two figures to stand shoulder to shoulder?
You're talking if this is the front facing the enemy,
Mm-hmm.
this is the front facing the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
You're talking about should I be able to put one figure or two figures,
Yes,
right?
and that goes for frontline trenches, communication trenches, all your main trenches.
Yeah. Um, Nord wants to know what scale.
So 1/35th scale with 60 millimeter round bases.
I'm going to say at that size, you're going to want to just go 60 millimeter.
Okay.
Um, because if you do 120, um, it's it's nice to be able to keep a miniature in place and then be able to move
Mm-hmm.
around them. But if you want to use that table for anything, first off, 120 millimeters
About
is
4 inches or so.
yeah. And if you're, I mean, that's one third of a foot for just one trench, and you're going to have multiple trenches.
Mm-hmm.
So if your table is, you know, 6 feet long, and you're already taking up one third of a foot for one trench.
Well, that's the base of the trench too, not even the tapered
Right,
sides.
exactly.
I, I
Exactly.
I'm I'm with Telemachus a little bit though. Too many's wide, but because your hands need to fit. So I need
Yeah.
to figure out a happy medium.
Yeah. The other thing is if you decide to go to a smaller scale, like, uh, you know, 28 to 32, it's just going to look damn ridiculous.
This is this is going to be a dedicated 54 millimeter table for World War One.
Just because you say it is.
Well, I'm already going on Green Stuff World and picking out 1/35th scale skeletons. and rats and pigeons.
Okay.
And yeah, it
Fair enough. Well, again, it could be sci-fi, and they could be giant aliens.
yeah,
Just
never
saying.
know.
Just saying.
Um,
And rodents of unusual size. I don't believe they exist.
uh,
um, but yeah, yeah, you probably would want to, because you're going to be what, about, they're going to be probably 50 to 60 millimeters deep also.
most likely. I would, yeah, because I plan on doing, fire steps in the front line trenches
Right.
and duck boards and stuff, and I'd like to do it right.
Sure.
I'm less concerned about there being a dedicated front line and having no man's land and stuff than I am building a good trench raid table.
Right, because probably you for what I suspect you're wanting to do is almost have just a very in-depth trench system for like just the German side or just the British side.
Or have it be at a point in the conflict where the sides are so close, their trench systems are basically connecting at this point.
Right. So it's just the entire table is just a trench system with no real no man's land.
Chris Long, I have a question for you. The Warner and Swayze prismatic scope from World War One. How hard would it be to design in some sort of 3D software and print in 1/35th scale on a resin printer? Sorry, I'm just tossing all my questions tonight.
Hey.
Oh.
Good questions. Yeah, I would probably, for your main line, your main trench, I would do it 2 bases wide, because you would have, like you said, the fire shelf there,
Yes.
and then you would have the lower. Hey, I'm walking here and I'm not getting my head blown off. So yeah, definitely for the main line, the main trench, the front line trench, as it were, I would go too wide. Um, for the secondary trenches, the support trenches, if you will, maybe go width and a half, base and a half.
Okay. Cool. And then, as I said before the show, I'm thinking about making, 1 foot by 1 foot cutouts, where a 1 foot by 1 foot square terrain piece can be put, throughout the board. So.
Right. Making it quasi modular.
Yeah. Just a thought. I don't know.
And Reese Nord does have a good point. Don't go to that island; you'll get tricked.
I've heard that the government doesn't pay attention to anything that happens on that island, so probably be okay.
Hey-o. Shots fired. Shots fired. Oh, man. I saw something pretty cool today on Facebook while I'm sitting at work, taking a quick break from doing a lot of nothing. There is a company out there that has decided that they're going to determine how to have a Neptune Pro, like I've got right here, print multicolor. And what happens is you change out the print head, and it allows for multiple color uh, filament to feed into the single print head. And so it, when you're in your, uh, I guess, Orca Slicer allows you to colorize the file. And so when you save the file to plug into your printer, it'll print those colors.
That would be interesting.
I don't know what the price is. I haven't been able to figure that out. But it's like, huh, I already have a printer that works. Why spend the extra money for a full color printer if all I have to do is pay for the new updated print head?
Hmm.
Because then I could go in and have this fully printed in color and don't have to worry about painting. That's snazzy.
That would be very helpful.
That's snazzy. Charles has got an idea. Play 28 millimeter humans versus 54 millimeter orcs.
Ooh.
I also saw something. It's not a Kickstarter thing. It's just they're saying that it's going to come out third quarter this year, and it allows you to recycle your cast offs.
Ooh.
So you've got stuff like this, or the let's say you got a failed print, or you've got the raft, or or supports. You put it into the blender. It chops it all up nice and fine, and it will kick out filament for you. And it'll actually roll it on the spool. Again, I don't know pricing on it, but that would be cool too.
That'd be fantastic.
So there's a company in St. Louis that sells recycled filament, and for every pound of recyclable material you send to them, they give you a percentage off of one of their recycled spools.
There you go. That's nifty.
Yeah. My brother's back in town. He says recycling ABS makes sense that way for sure. What about PLA? I didn't get a chance to do too much research onto it. I don't know if it does PLA or not. I would think that, well, not knowing the chemistry behind PLA, other than I think it's based on corn or some such. I don't know if it would work like that or not. Who knows? So besides your long future plan of building a World War I trench table, what else have you been working on of late?
Pretty much just work. I've had one day off in the past month, so
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
More like
Like I
month
said,
and a half.
I've been there before, brother. I feel for you.
So
Um, hopefully, hopefully that gets calmed down a little for you, and you're going to be able to uh, get uh, get active again, as it were.
I hope so. I think we
Uh,
got 2 interviews tomorrow. So
good. Yeah. Are you
um,
part of that? Are you part of that interview process?
the interviewee does not know that.
Okay.
I uh, I observe from afar and walk around the office and pretend like I'm doing something and w- watch body language, pick up on things, and am never in the room when introductions are made.
Nice.
So
Nice.
um,
That is such a lawyer thing.
you know
Um,
what? It works.
oh, I know. Uh,
So
Chris Lang says all of his FDM printers do multicolor. Um, and I have one printer set up to print up to 8 colors, but have only tried 4 at one time due to the poop waste. Well, hey, maybe this new recycler thing can help you out. Just saying. So, what
we
I'm going to be. Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, go.
I said
You're.
we have been knocking around our modifications for Axis and Allies D-Day,
Cool.
and I am still in the planning stages for our September 20th game day.
Okay.
So,
Well, I'm all down for being there. So,
sounds good.
like I said, I'm not sure if Copeland is a maybe. Joel is a definitely not, and I haven't heard back from Mike yet or not. So,
Well, that's okay. If we have to go small, we go small and just have
hey,
some fun. So,
I'm good with that too, man. I'm good with that too. Um, one of those things where I get off work at 4:30 that Friday afternoon.
you'll be
I
down
I
here
can
by 8.
I can be on I-49 in about 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because I honestly, what I would do is I would just go straight down 291
Mm-hmm.
and pick up 49 in Harrisonville. Because there's no sense, especially at that time of day, driving across 470 to get to the go through the Grand View Triangle at
Oh
that
no,
time of day.
no, please don't. For your own sanity.
Yeah, right, right. Um, yeah, just 291 straight south. By the time you hit Harrisonville, 49 will be free and clear to navigate. So, Norton wants to know if anybody wants the Snyder's of Hanover sourdough hard pretzels. Are they the mustard flavored kind?
Oh, those are so good.
Because, yeah. Speaking of snacks, uh, my coworker, um, she wants me to lose a foot. That's all there is to it. Um, today, she brought in the brand new Cheez-It flavor of smoked cheddar. Oh, oh. Uh, that's so tasty, so good. Oh man, they were delicious. But she also bakes, like for real bakes. Um, Monday she brought in homemade peach turnovers, where she made the dough herself from scratch, and it was light and flaky and was so tasty. And do you like white chocolate macadamia cookies?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
She made the absolute best white chocolate macadamia cookie I have ever, ever eaten in my life. She toasts the macadamia nuts before she puts them
Well,
in. They
Sounds
are
wonderful.
they're crispy on the edges. They're a little chewy on the inside. Oh my god! And I'm not a chocolate chip cookie guy, but she made a chocolate chip slash chunk cookie that my tongue was beating my brains out, getting wanting more of it. So, um, talk about just put in a 2/10 in one printer to try miniatures. There you go. Oh, they're just the plain salt kind. I mean, that's okay too. That's okay too. If they're just the plain salt though, honestly, I like a soft pretzel when it comes to if it's just gonna be a plain pretzel. I like a soft pretzel over a crunchy pretzel. But that's me because I like to dip it in the cheese sauce. Yeah, I have sugar cookies in the cabinet that need to be baked. Who wants Betty Crocker sugar cookies? Done. Oh man, Auntie Anne's. Ha. Auntie Anne's pretzels. I will knife a guy for some of those. Salty and buttery and doughy, and they taste so wonderful with the cheese. Or mustard even. I'm down with them being in mustard. And now Chris Long is cursing me because now he's hungry. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Speaking of good food, this weekend we're going to go to a butcher shop here locally and pick up a brisket and some sausage, and I'm going to smoke a brisket and some sausage over the weekend or on Sunday for our family dinner, Sunday night family dinner. And we're also going to do Rudy's cream corn. For those of y'all that don't know, Rudy's is a quick barbecue joint in Texas. They've got several throughout the state. They're attached to Texaco gas stations, and although it's fast barbecue, they slow smoke all their meats right there. So you'll see them pull out a link of sausage or a rack of ribs out of the smoker. But they've got cream corn, and it's not like the cream corn you get out of the Great Value can. It's whole kernel corn in a sweet cream cheese sauce.
If y'all keep doing this, I'm gonna go get some ice cream.
Well, were you there the year I did the brisket at J3?
Yes, it's fantastic.
Okay, the corn that we had there, that's the corn that I'm talking about.
It was very good.
Yeah. And then I think I'm going to probably do some of my baked beans, which are my mom's recipe. My sister-in-law Beth raves about them because they're not runny. Baked beans aren't supposed to be runny.
If that's the only requirement she has for baked beans,
no, they're also very tasty.
Okay, I was about to say.
No, they're very tasty, but because you take a spoonful and you put them on the plate, they don't spread out all over the place.
Right.
They stay in place. You
don't want your baked beans and your potato salad touching.
Exactly. I mean, if I want to mix the two for the flavor, I want to mix the two for the flavor. I don't want them to. I don't want free range baked beans. I'm
See,
just saying.
I started eating pulled pork in the Delta, so I eat a pulled pork sandwich with beans and coleslaw on top of the pulled pork. So,
And you probably like that nasty vinegar style coleslaw, don't you?
it's best if it's KFC coleslaw for that.
Okay, okay, I'm good with that.
So, yeah,
With that. There's a bit of vinegar on it, but it's mostly a cream.
our
Coleslaw.
family's so bad at coleslaw. Somebody is specifically dedicated each year to bring the biggest thing of KFC coleslaw available to Thanksgiving. So,
Oh man.
I think for that weekend I will rent the building for Friday and Saturday. Not
Cool.
that we'll use it a lot Friday, but that allows us to get in and set things up.
Sure.
We just can't
absolutely.
stay after 10 p.m. for some
That's
reason,
fine.
but
That's fine.
that's okay by me.
If it is going to be a small group, I think I might bring down World of War 85.
Yeah,
We can give that a wing ding dazzle.
as far as I'm concerned, if your brother Jay wants to come down too, he's more than invited.
Okay, there you
So-
go. There you go, Jay. If you're still listening, September 20th, that weekend, down in Arkansas. So, I'm hoping. Also, I'm hoping that whatever house that we get not only has a basement big enough for the game table and the sewing machine, but that gives us the ability to, have all, the entirety of our hobby stuff downstairs. So I won't be separated. I won't have my game table and computer stuff
Right.
upstairs or my game table downstairs and my painting and computer stuff upstairs. I want it all in one place, and then that will leave open the the bedrooms to be exactly that, bedrooms, instead of
You need to build yourself a shed.
yeah. I hear that's going around.
Yeah. Oh.
So, but yeah, I would like to. I'd really like to do a game day, and if people want to come into town, they've got a place to crash.
Sadly, I cannot offer that here in Arkansas yet. But
That's okay. It's already in the plans for figuring out a place to stay.
well, the 3 must-haves for the new place have been set in stone:
Okay.
a working toilet, a storm shelter that is not the septic tank, and an RV hookup. So,
By RV hookup, you mean I'm plugging my shed into it?
no, an RV
Oh.
hookup so that when people come to visit, we can say, "Hey, bring your RV and hook it up. We don't want you inside."
There you go. There you go.
Anyway.
Charles says fig bars. Dude, I love me a fig Newton. There are far worse cookies out there than a fig Newton. I'm good for fig Newtons. Chris Long says, "Wow, Reese." Oh man, that's good stuff. Talking about cookies and you said ice cream. My grandfather, my mom's dad, um, every night before bed would have a scoop of vanilla ice cream and 2 pecan sandies.
Sold.
Chris Lunk says, first thing to pop into my head, the shitter's full. Well, I mean,
Not wrong.
you
Not
had
wrong
that problem,
at all.
but it wasn't the RV.
No, the RV would have just compounded it.
Oh. Charles says Pepperidge Farms Milano dark chocolate. I like a Milano, but the Milano dark chocolate is just enough dark chocolate that it's okay. I'm not you get those Hershey special dark chocolate minis in your Halloween bag. I don't like those. But when it's in the Milano cookie, I'm okay with it. Charles says, grab a shovel, walk that a ways.
Yep.
Oh.
Y'all get me. Y'all get me.
Here, go dig a cat trench. Oh, man. And this is a gaming show? What the hell?
Oh, it's so much more than a gaming show.
Oh, I know. Anyway, what? What are you yelling about? Well, she's not talking to me. Nord says we're all going to come down with diabetes from all this food talk. Yeah, it happens, man. It happens. Yeah. We should all be glad it is a strip show because no one wants to see that. Yeah. That's both Reese and I are pretty pasty in the body section, and we would be blinding people.
I have a world-class farmer stand going, but that's all I got.
I mean,
that's all I got going on.
I mean, that's not too bad. I mean, that's a pretty good farmer stand, if I do say so, for someone that works indoors all the time. I mean, come on. I can emergency signal aircraft with these things.
I still have my tan line from last July's canoe trip. When I got those really bad shoulder burns.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've still got remnants of that tan line.
Charles saying dinner was liverwurst and provolone on white toast, potato chips, and ginger ale.
That doesn't sound half bad at all.
Well, I mean, I'm not a fan of the liverwurst. I'll take a nice pastrami. I'm down with pastrami and provolone. No, I sent him the link, but he hadn't shown up. The only thing I can think of is he's working,
or he's sleeping.
One of the two, because Scout season's over. So, Canada Dry cherry flavored zero sugar ginger ale. That might be interesting. That might be interesting to check out. I'm not a huge fan of ginger beer, but the occasional ginger ale isn't bad, and I do like cherry flavored stuff like cherry Coke and cherry Dr. Pepper.
Okay, boys, that's it. I'm stepping away to fix some ice cream.
All right, you go do that. I'm going to have some later tonight myself. Butter pecan.
That's just not fair. Black walnut's my go-to on that kind of thing.
There you go. Uh, for those of y'all that are on the um, for those of y'all that are on the Wiley Games Facebook group, uh, there's a gentleman, Edward Watts, who posted photos of the games that he ran at Historicon this year. He ran 4 Fistful of Lead games. One was a 1950s Rocket Rangers versus Robot Overlords. Then there was a Robin Hood versus Norman Raiders. Then Sergeant Rock and DC Comic Heroes. And then Australian Coast Watcher escaping and being rescued by United States Marine Corps. It's some really, really beautiful photos on there. So, like I said, if you're on Facebook and you're part of the Wiley Games Facebook group, go check those out because they're absolutely. It looks like they had a great time with them. So, yeah, Chris, they really did. And like I told I post did a response post saying, those are 4 perfect examples of why Fistful of Lead is my favorite game, my favorite set of game rules, because you can literally play. You can literally play any genre or any historical era you want using those rules. In fact, I am going to start working on getting figuring out how to stat up these guys. The Star Wars Armada ships that I've got. I don't have many of them. Like I was telling Reese before the show, I'd like to get more, but damn, are they expensive. Let's see. Nord wants a bowl of black raspberry ice cream, Reese.
If I had it, I'd bring it to you.
Yeah.
That Coast Watchers game sounded interesting.
Yeah, it did. Charles said he also liked the Gatorade Zero Watermelon Splash. That sounds good. If you like watermelon, which I do. Nord says best game rules are operational studies group library of Napoleonic battles. I have a feeling Charles will agree. You know what? I've not tried those when it comes to Hex and Counter games. I like World War 85, man. But let's be honest, those are actually just miniature game rules that are put on a Hex and Counter board. Jay says Barrett's ginger beer and even Gosling's is far superior to Kenny Dry. Which is nice blockade runner. Yeah, the Fantasy Flight did a really, really good job on these models. So, like, here's the Nebulon B frigate. I'm going to embiggen myself here. Hold on 1 second, guys. There we go. So there's the Nebulon B frigate. It's really nice. Uh, and then of course, here's the Imperial class Star Destroyer. It's really well made. Um, now, it's not obviously these are not to scale with one another because this should be probably only a fourth of the size of it, but it still looks really good on the table. Um, so even the little Gozanti cruisers uh, look really good also. Um, if you've watched Rebels, uh, they've got these on there. They actually carry uh, on these little stubs on the bottom. There's four little stubs. Those are those can carry Tie fighters as well as they can be used to airdrop. I shouldn't say airdrop. They can be used to bring in walkers, both the AT-ATs and the ATSTs. They can fit two AT-ATs under there and four ATSTs. So, excuse me. And then this is how they do the fighters. So, for instance, here's a group of TIE fighters and a group of B wings. Even got even got a little Millennium Falcon. So
Punch it, Chewie.
exactly. So, like I said, I'm gonna work on getting the rules for that, or how to stat them out to use with Fistful of Lead. Either Starfighters fleet engagement rules or the flying battleship rules, the aeronef rules from Age of Steam. So, gonna figure that out. So, yeah, I want to, like I said, I'd like to get more of those, of the different ships they've got, but man, they are pricey. Charles says OSG is the best cardboard game rules. And then Nord says, Charles, GHQ Micro Armor is in my near future for the Pacific and North Atlantic, 40 to 43. And in miniatures, Charles likes Dragon, Rampant, and Fistful of Lead. I've played a Rampant game once. I enjoyed it. I've thought about getting more, or actually buying the rules. I'm not sure. I would probably go Lion Rampant for the historical stuff.
McMurray absolutely eats them up.
Oh yeah. So, yes, they I know for sure that they discontinued the X-wing miniatures game. I can't remember if they discontinued the Armada game or not. And where's my Sun Crusher? Or where's the Sun Crusher? They never made one. But I will almost guarantee I could find an STL for one out there, and I could 3D print it.
Armada has been ended.
Armada has been ended? Okay.
It has.
Boo. Which means the ships are going to become even more expensive.
Yeah, I was looking at a set for like $3,000 earlier.
What?
Yeah.
For what?
A couple of Star Destroyers, Nebulon B. Let me pull it back up.
Jump Jehoshaphat's. Um, just getting into Silver Bayonet Gothic Napoleonic horror rules. Um, yeah, well, so with Fistful of Lead, of course, it's not all tied up into one nice, neat little package, but you can do that with Tales of Horror and Horse and Musket. So, I mean, you got that going for you.
So I was wrong on the price.
Okay.
It was only $1,200,
It's still insane,
but it was one, two, three, four Victory class
which is a small
Star
size.
Destroyers, one full sized,
Uh huh.
two Interdictors,
Uh huh.
one Quasar Fire class.
Okay.
Looks like a bunch of fighters, and then some light cruisers.
So, Nord, I know that they made the Z95 Headhunters for the X Wing game. I can't remember if the Z95s were ever in any of the fighter packs for Armada.
I do love me some Z95s though.
Yep.
So while they did not appear to make them, Etsy has them 3D printed.
Of the Sun Crusher or
No, the
the
Z95, the
Z95
Headhunters.
Headhunters in the Armada scale.
Yes, ready
Okay.
for your bases.
Which means I could probably find them on Thingiverse.
Yeah. So, and they have Clone Wars and classic versions. It appears.
Okay, let's go to Thingiverse.
I've also got Arc 170s. It looks like on Etsy.
Let's see. Z95 head hunter Armada scale.
And it looks like you can get Squadron stands for $3 a piece on Etsy.
Yeah.
You might be able to find them cheaper elsewhere. I don't know, but you can also find them 3D printed at Colts 3D.
Oh, there you go. So they're out there.
Yes. Which makes me wonder what you could find as far as Armada ships 3D printed.
Yeah. Um, looks like a whole bunch of stuff.
That might be the most economical route to go.
Yeah. Uh, not only do they have the Star Wars stuff, they also have uh, uh, Babylon 5.
There you are.
And of course, plenty of Star Trek.
What I'm hearing is you need to do. Oh, they did make Z95 Headhunters in the Rebel Fighters expansion 2 pack. Sorry. You
Okay.
need to have a warp drive malfunction gone wrong
Right.
and then have a mashup. But anyway,
I would definitely need to add Battlestar Galactica in there as well.
so ideas popping around my head for September. I've wanted to do a combined arms action, but a Philippines 1946, the atomic bombs were duds scenario,
Yeah.
I think would be interesting, and I might run that.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so there are several Z95 STLs out there. So, excuse me. Both the old style version and the new style version. The the one that looks just like a X-wing, but uh, excuse me. But instead of the four intakes, it's got just the two intakes.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, it's they are out there. Oh, excuse me. Oh, um, second edition of Lion Rampant is out. The second edition Dragon Rampant will be out in October. There you go. How are the infantry from Pico? I like them. I've got some. I picked up some Israeli and some Soviet because um, the Arab uniforms are straight up Soviet uniforms. Um, I really like them. I don't know about USMC and Japanese. Uh, yeah, his Star Destroyer toys. I had them when I was a kid. Diecast 19. Were they about that big with a little plastic, uh, with a little plastic uh, Corvette blockade runner that popped into the bottom and you could slide the door closed? I have that one. Somewhere I have it. Um, do you need to post Star Wars files? I mean, if you got them, or if you want to make some, I wouldn't say no. Or if you can find them, and post them in the Discord, I wouldn't say no. Um, Marjade flew a modified S95 Headhunter with a hyperdrive in it. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't know about that. I didn't read any of the expansion novels. I just know that it got wild out there with the expansion novels. And I'll be perfectly honest, Disney did what Disney needed to do to save Star Wars from itself. And that's say, if it's not one of the movies, one of the animated series, or anything moving forward from what we're producing cannot be considered canon. And then they go and pick and choose from there what they want to have, such as Thrawn. Because we don't need Chewbacca getting killed by a moon. That's all I'm saying. The new Thrawn trilogy is epic. And I'll be honest, from everything that I have seen about Heir to the Empire, he is even scarier in the new trilogy and him showing up in Rebels than he ever was in the Heir to the Empire trilogy. Like I said, I didn't read Heir to the Empire, so I can't say one way or the other, but he is terrifying in the new trilogy. Um, so Nord, what actually what I like about what the reimagined Battlestar Galactica did is, and it's a 20-year old, it's a 2015 year old show at this point. I'm not giving away spoilers, and if I am, that's your damn fault. They, for the first Cylon War that happened 40 years before this timeline started, in that war, it was the old Centurions and the old oblong disc Cylon Raiders. Uh, it's I thought it was really cool to have that be in there. So, um, still mulling over 3D printing, Nord. I get that. I would love to show you my Pico infantry. I just don't know where they are right now. They
So,
could be in one of three places.
two things on Pico Infantry right now. They do have Japanese, but they do not have dedicated U.S. Marines. They just have regular GIs. Of course, at that scale, I don't know how big of a
At
difference that's
three
going to
millimeter,
make.
you're not gonna really tell a difference.
They do have water cooled machine guns in the GIs if you need them for mid war stuff. The other thing is they've switched those to resin, so
Oh, they have.
those are now 3D printed resin sets. So
There you go. Nord, yes. Andor, Solo, Rogue One are good. So, honestly, so is Star Wars Rebels. So is Star Wars Clone Wars animated series. Um, Bad Batch is excellent. Um, the, anything that is, well, I can't say anything. Definitely the saga movies aren't great. Were they fun? Sure. Um, were they what I wanted to see? I'm not going to say yes, but I'm not going to say no. Um, I saw what I saw. I have to live with that. Would I have done it differently? Absolutely. Am I going to get mad and wrapped around the axle about it? No, I'm not. Um, Ahsoka was good. I liked Ahsoka. But again, before you get into Ahsoka, you do need to watch Rebels. So if you've watched Rebels, then Ahsoka is a better show. Um, just like Andor is a better show because of Rogue One. Yeah, we know they're all going to die in the end. Hell, we knew they were all going to die in the end going into the movie because we didn't see any of these characters in Star Wars, and we weren't going to because that's the problem you have with prequels is if you have characters that aren't in the movie that came out in 1977 and it happened before 1977, you know those characters are not going to be in that Star Wars movie. Now, you can do what they did in the prequels with Obi-Wan and Anakin and tell the story of how they went from point A to point B point being Star Wars as it was released in 1977. Um, but if you've got new characters in there, they're not gonna be, like Jar Jar Binks. Love him or hate him. Personally, I can't stand the character, but at some point in time, he ends up dead because he's not in Star Wars. Just saying. Um,
Or as is in the new canon, a street jester on the streets of Naboo barely making a living.
there you go.
So
There you go.
that's the Disney canon on it.
Yeah. Um, and nor there's nothing keeping you from enjoying the old expanded universe. That's why they call it the Legends. And that's why they dip into it and take what they want to bring into canon. Um, Jar Jar should have been the Dark Sith Lord. I'm not going to say that he was a Sith Lord, but I'm going to tell you he was definitely an individual that got co-opted by the Sith. He definitely did it. He definitely did their bidding. Uh, yeah. Again, I get what you're saying, Charles, but people come out and saying they got rid of the canon. No, no, because Lucas never came out and said, "Hey, this is actual canon." For Lucas, the only canon there was were those 6 movies, and then the Clone Wars animated series. That's it. That's all that was ever canon. Everything else, including, thank God, the holiday special, uh, not canon.
Not to derail us from our derailment.
Right?
Um, September 20th Pacific game.
Okay.
Set 1946, 1947 in the
Outstanding.
Philippines. I'm batting around what kind of aircraft would be available. Sky Raiders and Bearcats would definitely be available.
I would say so, yeah.
P-80s as well.
Nord says he derails your attempt to derail the derail of the derail.
Experimental Japanese jets.
There you go.
And I
yeah.
think having those bomber launched manned Japanese jet bombs
There you go.
would be a hoot. But I don't know. Just a thought.
I dig it. I dig it.
Anything you'd like to see?
Plane wise?
Yeah. The guys on the ground are still going to be fighting with the things the guys on the ground were fighting with.
Right.
So,
I don't know. Maybe not this this go round, but definitely want to get you some of those Lockheed
yes.
Lockheed fighters.
There's a bunch of things that I'd like to have like that, like the goblins and things like that. Now I'm gonna keep this pretty true to usage, but just a couple years later.
Yeah.
So, I mean, F-84's Thunderstreaks made their first flight in 1946.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if I can get them over to the Philippines in time, but
why not?
Yeah.
because if the bombs didn't drop,
Mm-hmm.
or if
Well,
they dropped and didn't go pop,
they were a dud. Yeah.
yeah, clang. Where's
Hey,
the
scrap
boom?
metal. Yeah.
Where's the boom? There's supposed to be an earth shattering kaboom.
Scrap metal to make more planes out of.
Right? There'll be night fighters. Why are they night fighters? They glow in the dark.
No one is sure why, but it works.
um,
Oh.
yeah, you could go with German mercenaries with the Sturmgewehr 44.
That'd be nice.
And no, that is not what Kalashnikov stole to make the AK 47.
No, if you take apart an M1 Garand and you take apart an AK-47, Kalashnikov basically stole the M1 Garand. But anyway,
Right. Right. No, that's my point, is that externally, yes, the Sturmgewehr 44 and the AK 47 look identical with a passing glance. But if I'm remembering correctly, the mechanics of them aren't the same. I mean, yes, they're both gas operated weapons with a box magazine feed system. But, I mean, there's only so many ways you can make a gun like that look. And it's basically what the AK 47 looks like and what the M16 looks like. So, you know, with variances, slight variances in between and amongst them. But that's neither here nor there. And honestly, though, when it comes to talking about weapons, half half the time I'm talking out of my ass anyway. I know just enough to get myself in trouble. Yeah, Chris Long says the internals are so different. Yeah, so I mean, yes, externally they look the same. It's like a Porsche 911 from 1963 or 1965 and a VW in 1965. They look similar, but they aren't.
you know you can do an engine swap on that pretty easy.
Oh no, absolutely you can. But the suspension completely different. Completely different. Um, German and U.S. Paris. Actually, what you do is you do uh, Wehrmacht Germans and American armored fighting Waffen SS, like they did at was it Castle Itter.
Yeah, I don't have nearly enough of any of those things to do that. So I would love to do, is it 37th Infantry Division in the Philippines?
33rd.
33rd? I thought for sure it was the 37th.
I know for sure the 33rd was over there. Um, 37th ID World War II.
Yes. Northern Solomons in Battle of Luzon.
Okay. Yeah, Northern Solomons in Luzon. They also were there in World War One. They were Ohio National Guard. Let's look at the 33rd.
But I'd like to do 37th ID and 11 Airborne.
Yeah. So 33rd Infantry. They were New Guinea and Luzon.
Okay.
So,
Charlie, quit licking my knees. Thank you.
32nd was New Guinea, Luzon, and Southern Philippines.
And
They
the
were
11th Airborne was New Guinea, and then the Philippine campaigns.
yeah.
The raid on Los Banos would be a really interesting thing to do in miniature.
What's that?
The raid on Los Banos prison camp.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So, okay, I need to look into that.
So, I can't remember. 32nd was there. The 33rd was there. 34th was all Italy. Well, torch through Po Valley. 35th was Northwest Europe. Of course, we know the 36th was Italy and southern France. Uh, 38th, they were New Guinea, Luzon, and southern Philippines.
I think I'm going to call it for myself. So,
yeah, I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up. I do need to go grab some food. Nord says you could do a great escape game where POWs burst out of German POW camp.
that'd be fun.
So, anywho, here we went, hour 42. That seems like a good amount of time. So, all right, guys, I want to thank y'all again for showing up. As always, it's a pleasure to sit and hang out with you guys and just talk about gaming and history and food and guns and Star Wars and just random ass shit. Somebody once said that they liked coming to the show because it was like sitting around at a game store and just BSing with everybody.
That's pretty accurate.
So, all right, guys, I will talk to y'all later. If y'all have anything that y'all want to share, put it out there on Discord or up on the YouTubes, or not the YouTubes, the Facebooks. So, hey, you can always comment on YouTube here also. I'll see it. So, anyway, until next time, we will see y'all on the flip side.